Welcome. Thank you for joining us today for Crescendo's latest webinar, Speed Up Your Dictation Workflow by using DigiWeb. My name is Tony Walsh and I'm Business Development Manager. I look after the Northern UK and Ireland on behalf of Crescendo. In today's session, I will be covering the following. What is DigiWeb? What are the features that DigiWeb offers both doctors and secretaries alike? I'll provide a live demonstration showing all the features that will help you speed up your dictation workflow. And in the demo, I will show you how the software interfaces with System 1. For any users of EMIS Web, the software will work in exactly the same way. I'll discuss what the impact will be moving across to DigiWeb, how smooth the switch is when deploying DigiWeb into your environment, and finally, what the steps are to achieve a smooth transition to this exciting platform. So by the end of this session, you'll hopefully walk away with food for thought regarding what features best fit your environment. We'll also have time for a Q&A session at the end, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat as we go along. So thank you again for taking the time to join us, and let's take a look at what makes this platform a real game changer. So let's get started. So, what is DigiWeb? DigiWeb is the latest version of Crescendo's traditional digital dictation software, but the platform now provides more than just digital dictation. Users can now choose to use the basic feature, digital dictation. So dictate, send an audio file to a secretary or typing pool. They listen back to the dictation and type what they hear. This is a smooth, reliable workflow that your team will already be familiar with. But, and I say but, the exciting thing is users can now decide what additional features are relevant for your needs. And the best thing is you only pay for what you use. It is important to note that DigiWeb is not an AI scribe, but it does utilize the power of AI. I'm sure you're all chomping at the bit to know what extra features DigiWeb offers. So let's dive straight in. A very popular feature that users are giving 5-star feedback is fast transcription. Fast transcription, the author dictates using the traditional digital dictation feature, sends the audio file to a secretary or typing pool. The secretary then clicks the fast transcription button, which converts the audio into text in seconds with no need for manual typing. Users are feeding back that this feature is great when medical secretaries are on holiday or off sick, and fast transcription prevents there from ever being a backlog of dictations in the system in the first place. Management are also informing that fast transcription also allows secretarial resource to focus on more critical chores and not just typing. Coming shortly, we will also be providing fast transcription to the author, which is perfect for doctors, clinicians, and consultants that don't have any secretarial resource or prefer to work independently. DigiWeb also offers AI assistance. This feature tidies up grammar, spelling, and punctuation, and can create referral letters, consultation notes, and medical reports in seconds, again, by simply clicking a button. And finally, speech recognition. The author dictates, and the speech is captured in real time as they speak and converted into text with very high accuracy. What's most compelling is the impact DigiWeb is having on medical professionals who are saving a minimum of 1 hour per day while significantly reducing admin costs compared to other providers. DigiWeb is cloud-based using Microsoft Azure UK servers. It's accessible using a desktop app or via a web browser, so it can be used anywhere and anytime. It's device agnostic. You can use a mobile phone, a laptop, tablet, or PC. Also very important to highlight that Crescendo provides a fully managed service for DigiWeb, giving each site or organization complete peace of mind. DigiWeb will also interface with EMIS Web and System 1, pulling patient demographics from either platform into the DigiWeb workflow, providing relevant information to the user. This would include patient name, date of birth, and NHS number. Work types within DigiWeb can be configurable to each site's requirements, specifically to your organization's way of working. You tell us what they are, and our technical team will put them into your unique and personalized DigiWeb platform. Okay, so please bear with me, and I'll switch screens and show you the software in action. Okay, I think you guys can now see the DigiWeb login screen. So this is the desktop version. As I mentioned before, you can also access it via the web. And as you can see, it's username and password protected and also offers single sign-on option here. So when I log in, what you'll receive is a screen which most of you should be familiar with if you've used digital dictation historically. So as you can see, what I have is my work boxes down the left-hand side, and then across the middle, we have our workflow. So as you can see, we have a job number, a length of the dictation, a priority, status, so is it a normal, medium, high, a status, so where is the file in the system? And then, as I mentioned, using System 1, you have the patient full name, patient NHS number, and facility. Then we have some additional features like document type. As I mentioned, these are all configurable to your requirements. And then finally, a date and time stamp of when the file was created. And then also for the secretarial perspective, who the author of that particular file is. Okay, so you'll see here now I have a new dictation button. But before I show you that, I just want to quickly go to my System 1 here and show you that I currently have John Brown open up in System 1. So when I click my new dictation, the first thing it's going to ask me is what my dictation type is. So in this case, I will select report. And again, as you can see here, all of the relevant demographics have been pulled through from System 1. You'll see here, I have a dictation mode. So do I want to use traditional digital dictation, or do I want to use the speech recognition feature? On this occasion, firstly, I will show you the digital dictation. Click confirm. It brings a screen up where I have on the left-hand side my subject information, and on the right-hand side, document information. Just like to highlight here, this is job number 651. And then what I do as a GP, a consultant, is I simply use whatever device I have. In my case today, I'm going to be using a Philips speech mic. You can use Olympus, you can use headsets, you can even use your smartphone. Just worthwhile mentioning that it's only the desktop version of DigiWeb that will interface with System 1 and EMIS Web. So what I do now is simply record my file. Dear colleague, R.E. Declan, 30-year-old male. I'm writing to refer Declan, a 30-year-old patient who presents with a suspected internal knee injury, likely ligamentous or soft tissue damage. 2 weeks ago, while jumping to reach a ball, he landed awkwardly and heard a pop sound. The pain was immediate and severe, preventing him from continuing the activity, and he had to be carried off the field. After returning home, he applied ice, but the pain remained deliberating. The following day, he attempted painkillers without relief. Subsequently, he attended A&E where x-rays were performed and no significant findings were identified. Despite this, his knee continued to cause significant discomfort, prompting this consultation after hearing about our clinic. The patient reports no prior issues with his knee. He notes that the swelling is gradually improved over the past 2 weeks and stiffness has lessened, allowing him to walk unaided after initially using crutches for a few days. His medical history includes asthma. He is otherwise healthy, has no ongoing drug allergies, does not smoke, and consumes less than 10 units of alcohol per week. Given the patient's history and examination findings, I would recommend further imaging and an MRI scan. The patient has been informed of this and agrees to this referral. Yours sincerely. Okay, so as you can see here now, I have a 1 minute 27 second file. I can play the file from the beginning. Whilst I'm listening back to the file, I have two options. I can overwrite what I've previously dictated, or I can simply insert. When I'm happy with the content of the file, as I mentioned before, we have a priority status button. So we're currently normal, high, urgent. Okay, again, just bear in mind, this is file 651. When I'm happy, you'll see here on my right-hand side, I have some buttons, one of which is submit. I submit that file. I'm just going to switch from being an author to a transcriptionist. Just bear with me, here we go. And as you can see, the file 651 at the top of the list with this symbol to identify that it is urgent and needs actioning ASAP. We also have all, as I mentioned before, the relevant demographics with the sound file. All I do as a secretary is I click on the file, I open it up, and then I have two options as a secretary. I can do it in the traditional way, where I can use my foot pedal and headset, play the file back, type as I listen. Or for those who are pushed for time, or there may be people on holiday, for example, you'll see here we have this wonderful feature called Fast Transcribe. And as I mentioned before, what this will do is it will convert an audio file into text in literally seconds. And there you go. Now, you may have noticed when I dictated, I didn't use any punctuation. So what you also get included with the fast transcription feature are a series of AI buttons. Now, you'll see here, the first button is my punctuation. So I will tidy that up. And then finally, I want to create a referral letter. I click that button again. And there we have our completed letter with all of the punctuation, etc. All I do from here is I simply copy and paste the text and place that into wherever that needs to go, whether it be your letter templates or in your case management system. Your patient administration system, sorry. And also worthwhile mentioning with AI features, it's highly recommended that you, as a user, read through what the engine has created. When I'm happy with that file, I simply come here and I click complete. Okay, so that is the fast transcription feature. If I just quickly log out as a secretary, I go back in as an author. This time, I'm going to show you the speech recognition feature. So again, same process, new dictation, work type, letter, speech to text, and again, all the relevant demographics again pulled through from system 1. I can confirm. And now, again, using my Philips speech mic, I simply dictate a letter. Dear Dr. Collins, comma, new paragraph, please could you see my patient John Brown, who presented in surgery complaining of tight central chest pain, coupled with pain radiating down the right arm, full stop. Episodes last 3 to 4 minutes and is causing anxiety, which may be contributing to the problem. My patient's been taking very strong pain relief, however, the pain has not subsided. He is also unable to stand for any period of time and is struggling to walk any distance. I'd be most grateful of your assessment of my patient at your earliest convenience. New paragraph. Yours sincerely. Okay, and as you can see, I now have the text on the screen in pretty much real time. Again, included with the speech recognition feature, we have a series of AI buttons again. So I did a little bit there when I dictated where I added in some punctuation and I didn't. So it was a real mixed bag. So I'll click smart transcription, smart punctuation even. And then there we have my letter. And again, it's a case of copying and pasting into the letter template or wherever that needs to go. Once I'm happy, I can complete that file, or if I'm pushed for time and I'm rushing out or starting clinic, I can simply submit this file to my secretary or typing pool and they can deal with the job. I click complete and the job's finished. Okay, so just bear with me. And again, I will switch screens. So stop sharing for a minute. Okay, so I think you'll all agree the features in DigiWeb are very impressive. So just to recap, you choose the features that are relevant to your organization and you only pay for what you use. Users who adopt this cloud-based dictation platform have a choice to use whatever web-based devices they wish in their clinic room, the patient's home, or in the field. I believe this flexibility is a unique feature of DigiWeb. And by adding in the interface into EMIS Web and System 1, pulling patient demographics into the DigiWeb platform provides relevant information to the user and is key to improving efficiency whilst working smarter. Again, just to reiterate, if you have any burning questions, please put them into the Q&A and I will cover them off at the end. Okay, what is the impact of transitioning to DigiWeb? As illustrated in this slide, transcribing 1 hour of audio requires a secretary a minimum of 2 hours typing. This is a conservative estimate, and in many instances, the time may be significantly greater. In contrast, using fast transcription, this can be reduced to just 5 to 15 minutes. Impressive, I would say. Furthermore, for every hour a doctor spends typing, the equivalent amount of text can be generated in half the time by using speech recognition. Research indicates that the average user of speech recognition is typically 3 times faster. Again, this is a highly conservative estimate, and in most cases, users can be much quicker. Utilizing fast transcription for only 2 hours of audio can save you 1.5 hours, while speech recognition enables a doctor to work at least 50% quicker than traditional typing. Don't take my word for it. Get in touch and we can set you up on a free trial so you can test the platform in your own environment and prove the concept while speeding up your dictation workflow. It's important to note that these figures don't account for real-life scenarios in medical organizations. As an example, you may have admin staff off sick, on annual leave, or experiencing a backlog of dictations. Either way, DigiWeb has been developed to specifically deal with these scenarios. I understand some of you might be thinking, we already have a supplier, switching seems like a hassle. Let's stick with what we know. Staying with a legacy provider may seem like a path of least resistance, but I ask you, is it truly the best option? Consider evaluating your current setup through 3 perspectives. Cost. How much are you paying for your current solution? Are you getting value for money? You may be surprised by the price difference between your current setup and what DigiWeb can offer. The savings would significantly fund other priorities this year. Don't let a notice period be the sole reason to remain in an unproductive partnership. Functionality. Does your current dictation software provide you with the features that your current and future environment demands, whilst allowing flexibility of working, which is unique to a user? And finally, freedom. Does your current solution help you deal with unforeseen situations? If you choose to leverage the advanced features within DigiWeb, as shown in this slide, medical facilities will experience substantial time savings whilst dramatically reducing admin costs, all whilst maintaining accurate and consistent documentation. For the sake of calculating return on investment, we've estimated that 1 hour saved per user per week. However, many users would realistically save up to 5 hours. Additionally, we haven't even touched on the other time savings across the service. IT teams can depend on Crescendo's fully managed service for everything from installing new software, helpline support, to adding or amending user details and changing passwords, among other tasks. So, how easy is it to switch to DigiWeb from another platform? In all honesty, very simple. But again, don't take my word for it. Get in touch and experience it for yourselves. The first step is to identify what features each user requires. Do they want traditional digital dictation, speech recognition, AI features, or the complete package? But don't worry, a member of the Crescendo team will be able to help and advise what options are best for each situation. We've been working with medical organizations for decades, and we know firsthand the issues being faced. All you need to do is provide us with the user's full names and email addresses and what work types are required per site, and we take care of the rest. All existing dictation hardware is supported, so it's just a case of clearing down all old jobs before the switch. New jobs will then go on DigiWeb whilst the old ones continue to be cleared. Once cleared, the legacy system can be removed completely. This makes it simple to pick a team or department should you wish to trial DigiWeb. And as mentioned throughout this webinar, we can offer a 14-day free of charge and no obligation trial, allowing users to experience the additional features firsthand and to see how beneficial they will be before investing in the software. So it's a case of try before you buy. Okay, so Are you ready for a custom proposal that fits your needs like a glove? Book a call with us. We'll provide a proposal based on your numbers of users and what their requirements are. Alternatively, want a live online demo for your team or fancy a free trial for up to 20 users? Please feel free to book now by clicking the relevant QR code. Don't wait for your contract renewal. Start slashing costs and boosting efficiency right away. Please scan the QR codes on this slide to jump into our online calendar and book a slot with one of our experts. Or alternatively, drop your details in the chat and a Crescendo team member will reach out to chat through your options. You can also call or email us. Details are on the last slide. So, okay, let's dive into your questions. Contact details and QR codes will stay during the Q&A session. So, Liv, do we have any questions?
Do have a question that's come through. Somebody has asked, where is our web service hosted?
So DigiWeb is hosted on Microsoft Azure within the UK servers.
Lovely. Another's asked if DigiWeb works on a Mac.
It does, yes. It's basically will work in any conceivable environment due to its cloud feature. So yeah, please get in touch if you're using Mac and we'll get you all set up and trained.
Great. We've just got one more, so if anyone's got any other questions, we've got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Someone's asked if it works across different sites and practices.
It does absolutely, yes. Because it's cloud-based,